joining us in the second part of the event. I just hope that we didn't lose the audience, as this online connection always always gives us a bit. No, you didn't. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm just reading everything so that I'm here, because I had some problems before. It is my honor and pleasure also to welcome Mr. Ognjan Zlatev, who is the head of the European Commission's representation in Croatia, and our dear friend, and someone with whom the desk, me and other desks, like to collaborate with. So I give you the floor and to welcome us as well. Thank you.
Hvala puno, draga Martina. Thank you very much. Dear friends, dear colleagues, I'm really happy to be part of this event today. Of course, it would have been much nicer and better to be together in the physical sense rather than in this online situation, but there you are. So I'd like to congratulate you and especially our colleagues here in Croatia once again, because today we celebrate the success of the sub-program media in Croatia, which is aiming at supporting the European audiovisual and multimedia sectors by fostering production of films and television programs, promoting European films and film festivals, educating audiovisual sector professionals, etc. I think I got it right. Fairness and transparency are the bedrock of the program's reputation, while visibility and recognizability of the European cinema are the top European Commission and European Parliament's commitments. They promote cultural and linguistic diversity and are not afraid to approach difficult topics. I'm happy to say that the pandemic, which broke last year and greatly changed all our lives, did not stop the efforts that we were and will be greatly carried by the country desks. Their cooperation, and in our case, these are, how to say, geographically small countries, is the essence of individual and European success. I'm happy to be in the position to congratulate once again Croatian beneficiaries and the Creative Europe Desk Media Office Croatia for securing in the period 2014-2020 a total amount of 6.5 million euro in 11 categories and with the participation of 70 different organizations. This is really an achievement. Representation of the European Commission here in Zagreb is not at the same time surprised by this success, because we work with Martina and her office very intensively, and we know what they can do. So, for example, I can mention the panel, the importance of cultural diversity within the media sub-program, and the celebration, for example, of the Europe Day last year. Hopefully, we are going to continue this fruitful cooperation and togetherness. So last but not least, I should also congratulate Croatia on yet another achievement, because as we are actually celebrating an anniversary today. Apart from St. Patrick's Day, today is also the day when Croatia joined the EU media program as its 32nd member. So Croatia was the first candidate country to do so, and back then in those days, Commissioner Viviane Reding said in her speech that Media 2007 will help Croatia promote Croatian films and distribute them more widely across the borders and allow more audiovisual works from the rest of the world to find an audience in Croatia. And this was definitely confirmed by Croatia's achievement in this program period. So this was like my formal address to you, and we can now
relax.
Relax.
Yeah, we of course appreciate all your support, because it is also important, especially in this period when the new program is just about to be published and agreed, to communicate, to share information, and to be on the same line, because sometimes I have the feeling that we always, complain, and we always want to introduce certain changes, but the fact is that we just would like to have more diversity and more acknowledgement of our differences in the program, and this is what we can really achieve via Creative Europe, combining both culture and media. And so I if you have time, please stay with us, because you tackle one interesting point when it comes to distribution. And this second session is going to be devoted to the distribution, focusing on promotion, festivals, and how we can be more visible when it comes to our small films. First, I would like to start with Matea. So Matea is quite busy these days, not only following me up at different interviews, but also she will join me at the event organized by my dear Kamen this Friday. But also Matea represents the success story of Croatian film festivals, because the festival Anima Fest Zagreb has been supported ever since we entered the media program. And not only this, but last year it managed to secure also the funding as the main applicant and for the CEE Animation Festival Network. But I'm sure that you have your own, how shall I say, doubts when it comes to joining festivals together. And of course that it is important to preserve each festival's identity in the new program, because this is what helps films to travel and to really be interactive with our audiences. So I give you the floor.
Thank you, Martina. Yes, it is. This is very strange to participate in such a panel, because in 2 hours I will be also participating in a meeting with media that will be only focused on festival financing in the next 7 years. And I will represent a group of festivals that is not very happy about the changes that are announced. So as you mentioned, I'm a coordinator of a group of festivals, a network of festivals that was financed last year through a pilot project of festival networks. And this is a kind of network that we are very happy about, because it is a way to finance joint activities, new programs and projects that otherwise could not be financed. But new financing scheme is trying to make group financing as a way of financing individual festivals, and that is something that not one of the festivals I will represent agrees with. So it is interesting to be here now and celebrate the successes of festivals financed by media, while we are all afraid for the future of our financing there.
Yes, this is something that all of us are struggling with, and this is the area where I think all countries are united, because everything started with the German initiative, and somehow it went through French initiative, and then us festivals coming from the Central Eastern European countries, we also came together, and this is something that we are actually all united, amazingly enough, and we all want to keep our individuality. Just for the sake of the audiences, the thing is that, yes, last year it was we had in the introduction of the festival network, but for the future of the program, we really need to be careful to preserve and to keep this individuality and the diversity. Yeah.
Exactly.
So here I have my dear Kamen as well. Kamen Balkansky from Bulgaria. I don't know who doesn't know you.
Kamen Balkanski is the ambassador of the Balkanization on the region.
Yeah, I think we need to make a statue of you.
Of the totalna Balkanizacija.
I'm planning to challenge you on this.
I'm happy to be here and to see so good friends, old friends since years, and new people.
If I may just add something, you are the one who actually were giving me all those tips and tricks when I started. So you know media also from before, and you know media after, and I'm happy that even so far away we do collaborate, and we are always there for each other.
It's true that we help each other a lot because we do share the same, almost the same problems sometimes. We share almost the same challenges, but we also share the same success. And frankly speaking, when I see the results of one of the calls, I firstly check who from Croatia was supported, then who from Serbia was supported, and then I look around all the results. But Croatia and Serbia are the first I'm checking out all the time.
Thank you very much.
So it's a very friendly concurrence, I will say also. Thank you for being, for inviting me, Martina, and congratulations for your anniversary. I do remember your first years, as I'm already old dinosaurs here. Sharing the Ognjan is not. It's okay. Yeah, it's 16 years already, Ogi.
Youngsters, you know.
But I do remember also the time Bulgaria came into the media family, although Bulgaria was not part of the European Union at that time. Bulgaria signed the contract, the bilateral commitment with the European Commission in 2002, and our desk started in 2003, and practically all started in 2004 with application, with results, and with the support for Bulgarian film industry. So since this first years, we are speaking for about 3 program periods already, and we are preparing ourselves for the big challenge for the new program period. I do hope it will be as enjoyable as before, and the most important, the applicants, our colleagues from the audiovisual industry, will be very much satisfied with the increasing of the budget and the results after all the calls. As we said before, the festival call is one of our big concern, big challenge, and we will have a lot of time to speak about this. But I also want to share some success stories from Bulgaria concerning the film festivals. We have one constantly supported festival, and this is Sofia Film Fest, which is ongoing at the moment. And we will have a presentation together with Martina and Mattia tomorrow, not tomorrow, but in 2 days.
Not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. And I thank you sincerely for this, for accepting my invitation as well. Sofia Film Fest is constantly supported, as I told you, since more than 15 years already. And in between, there was a short film festival which is held in Baltic on the Black Sea side, unfortunately, just for 2 years. Unfortunately, because on the seaside, it's much more enjoyable for all the participants and all the audience as well. Some of us know how Baltic looks like, including Martina. And I wish to all of you to come probably for the next Golden Rose Film Festival, which is held in Varna, 60 kilometers south of Balchik. So a jump to this beautiful area is absolutely possible. When speaking about results, I have to say that Bulgaria got around 4,200,000 euro for the last program period, which is, I cannot say is it a lot or not so much, but I always I always compare the annual results with the annual state budget, which is given by the Bulgarian Ministry of Culture to the National Film Center, and this comparison is, let's say that media is bringing around 8 to 9% of the state budget given to the Bulgarian audiovisual industry, which is not so bad. 10% almost added value, European added value for the Bulgarian film industry. But this is only numbers. The most important things for us, and I do hope for our audiovisual industry, is the added value of the contacts between us, the contacts in the region, the contacts during the film festivals, and what we share in this informal networking during the years. We have to say also that in our Balkansky region, not because of my name, but because of the geographical name, we don't really contact so much between us. We don't have railways. We are badly connected with with airplanes, with airlines. We have to go through Vienna, Esther, in order to go to Sarajevo or to Zagreb. There is no direct flight, but the direct communication between the artists is much more easy and much more, well, I do hope, enjoyable for the artists. So what is connecting us is the sharing values between audiovisual industry professionals and the good product they're doing for our audience. This is what I want to say for the beginning, and then I will jump, Martina, for eventually for questions or.
Okay. Can you all maybe mute yourself, or because I have an echo? Just a second. Yeah, now it's okay. For the kind of last part of the second session, I wanted to also highlight the local stories. You come and already started how you are also promoting media in different cities, and how it's enjoyable to be at the seaside. And I have two representatives from two cities at the Croatian coastline, and really having the success story. I will give a word first to a lady. I like to call Gorana my first blind date, because we agreed on everything with her team over the phone without seeing each other. And it's regarding the very important pilot project cinemas as innovation hubs for local communities. I know that Bulgaria was also one of the lead applicants, and what's amazing, because in 2019 it was the first call, and out of 46 projects, only 5 were financed. Out of these 5 Croatian organizations participated in 4 different projects. And I would like to highlight the partnership between the German leads, and then you will, Gorana, back me up with the Romanian and some other also partners. But especially what I like to highlight is that what you tend to kind of neglect, and I always like to highlight that you were part of the Germany presidency of the European Council as a part of the events as the success story. And this is something that is rare to happen. It's something that I'm also proud of, especially because you're coming from Šibenik. You're responsible for the beautiful fortress of culture, and you're doing amazing job in the small city of Šibenik. But the floor is yours. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Martina, so much. As Ankica said, you seem to be more happy than us with the successes of our projects. And that's true. I'm really honored to be the part of this amazing crowd and to meet all of you virtually. I know some of you in person, but as you said, yes, it was a blind date and a perfect date for us because we clicked at in a second, and the support that you gave us and the how to say this not only support but the help and the helping hand when we asked and needed it it's so much valuable for us that we cannot express it. We are a young institution, as you said, for those who are not familiar with us, and maybe most of you aren't, because we exist only 4 years, and our film programming is at this point in this so to say a basic state, because we are located in Šibenik, and we are operating and managing the fortresses, which we transform into open air stages and cinema places during the summer period. But soon we will also have this new venue in Šibenik. It will be a mixed venue, art hall, and the cinema programming will be the big part of that new place. And that is why this Connecting Cinemas project was so important for us. And when we saw this call, cinemas as innovation hubs, it looked like, wow, this is for us, because we are not a normal cinema. We will never be a normal cinema. We are just like kind of a multidisciplinary, I don't know, everything, because we have music, we have theater, we have cinema, we are doing heritage researches, we are doing interpretation projects with heritage and history and so on. So we are so, like, you know, we are engaging with this new digital tools for interpretation, like virtual reality, augmented reality, 3D mapping, and so on. And this call seemed to be perfect for us. So it's because it aims to bring some new experience to the cinema going, not only watching movies, but everything else in terms of connecting and networking, engaging audience and entertainment. So we started last year in the beginning of June, and now we are 9 months. We're at this point, we are in the mid months of the projects, and it's really a shame that we are now in this period of coronavirus pandemic, because it really affected a lot of our activities. But I'm optimistic. We are opening our hall very soon in May. Our partners from Germany, from Romania, from Greece, from Netherlands, and from Belgium, we are meeting every single week on our different online sessions, and we are learning so much from one another. As you mentioned, we are very honored to be invited as Forces of Culture at their huge live TV and online conference, which took part in the mid, I think, September. And it was called Visions of Creative Europe. And it was a big conference, and many speakers were trying to get this or to show this new picture, new image of audiovisual, film, and culture industry in general in this next perspective. Who wants to check it out? Because many interesting speakers were part of this conference. It's online on their YouTube channel. So, okay. Martina, I tend to, blah, 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 blah. You just cut me off.
Yeah.
When you feel...
you mentioned, and then I will go along this line. Croatia was actually exception in this project to not to be completely in this lockdown in comparison to other countries. And actually, you could have done, in terms of the fortress of Šibenik, much more in comparison to Germany, because you mentioned that the cinema in Germany was turned into the COVID-19 testing. And,
venue, Yes, because our lead partner in the project, Neue Kammerspiele in Kleinmachau, which is a small neighboring city next to Berlin, is a private cinema. And when we had this one of our meetings, Caroline said, and now we are testing we are doing COVID tests in our cinema. And we was like, what are you doing? It seems like a joke, but really she just kind of, how to say, re-registered for that activity. And the place in cinema, and people from Berlin are coming, and they are very busy. Of course they needed to employ medical staff, but that is how she's making money now in the pandemic. She turned the cinema into a COVID testing spot. So,
and the private cinema, right?
It's a private cinema, yes.
I mean, somehow recently Šibenik is really boosting. I mean, I was also participating jointly with the CEO of the Croatian Audiovisual Center at the opening of the Adriatic Business Center, and as well. Now I'm going to move to Alan. You are really collaborating with Alan from Festival of Mediterranean Film. A Mediterranean Film Festival Split. It's always differently titled in English. And I would also like to highlight the collaboration at the local level as well, which is important because it's significant and important to invest in the local stories and to discover the local talent. And you are just doing everything in the right way, and you have a great partner in it, who is Alan. I mean, Alan was breaking the ice with the first audience development media call, and something that it was at that time just a small Kino Mediterranean, something blah blah blah. All of a sudden, it boosted jointly with the festival into really the event to visit and to be part of it. So besides that, I would also like to highlight that we recognize that we need to collaborate in terms of the festival and the desk. So we are also organizing the workshop. We had once Roshanak Bekesh Nejat, and then twice already producer, our dear colleague Tamara Babun from Wolfgang and Dolly. And somehow this local talent started to come per se. So it's not something that we really need to, say, come on, apply, because we also managed to secure the collaboration with the company Ured. You have a great sponsor, but also someone who recognizes the importance of investing in the local talent. It was a long introduction because we have been collaborating for so long, but let's highlight your success stories and what you have done so far when it comes to the Kino Mediterranean and festival as well.
First of all, hi to everyone, and I want to thank you, Martina, because and to congratulate on all the results of the media program, because our success is also your success. I'm telling that as a beneficiary who use many different goals and not always successful one, but you were always encouraging and helpful, you know, to continue to apply, even at some points when I wanted to, you know, give up and say I don't care anymore. So thank you for that, and your fight for the small countries and for small stories is also important for us, because as you mentioned, this local importance, not only my story, but also, as you said, we started collaboration with Šibenik now as a new cinema which is coming to the light. It is important because sometimes from the small local communities. In short, I started as a festival, a film festival of Mediterranean Film Festival Split, but now almost 10 years ago, we started this Kino Mediterranean as a project of revitalization of the cinemas mostly on the islands and the small cities in Dalmatia, this part from Split to Dubrovnik. And I must say that when I talk about media support, it is important because this quite a big growth we have, because Kino Mediterranean started as a traveling circuit, but then became a really big project of revitalization of the cinemas. We have 25 cinemas today, 12 of them we equipped through different calls. We have our own equipment in van traveling around, and basically the growth was because of the support. First support was, as you mentioned, one and only call for audience development. I'm very sorry that that's gone, because I think we would be very successful in that fund.
If I may say, it's coming back in the new program, but through some different calls. Yeah.
That call was important for us because at that point, no one on a national level, no one wanted to finance Kino Mediterranean. No one believed that we can do that. So that first money, we really invested in equipment, and we started traveling around, and then everything boosted. Thanks to that support, we had enough screenings and visitors to become the member of Europa Cinemas. Europa Cinemas is now one of our major support for Kino Mediterranean on the annual level. And then, thanks to that support from Europa Cinemas, we started, and because we have many cinemas, we started also to work with as a distributor, first as a local one. Now we are regional distributor, acquiring the films for all ex-Yugoslavian territory, and this automatic support help us every year to grow. We started to distribute 1 or 2 films per year. Now we are acquiring like 8, 9, or even 10 films per year. So yeah, important. Media fund was important in every aspect of my work. What is funny, I must say, and Martina knows that very well, Mediterranean Film Festival never got support. We were always the 1 or 2 points behind. And that is interesting for me to think now when I hear that another changes are coming for the film festivals. Now when I explained our way through all these other projects, sometimes I think how as a small festival that money and that support could also be maybe a crucial one. As Kino Mediterranean and distribution grow very fast, I always wonder what would be the festival like if we got support at some point. But yeah, now we hope for the new period to maybe be a little better for the festival.
Yeah, we really keep the fingers crossed, because you tackle something that what we really want to see changed, and we are all focused on the development, and we really find it crucial to keep the festivals, because the festivals are the places where we really can actually see films. Kamen mentioned it is a Bulgarian National Film Festival in Varna. It was the only opportunity, except your Alan Festival, when I could see actually Bulgarian film. So it's not easy for our films to travel. And interestingly enough, if you remember my slide, so media supported in this period 49 features. But in terms of the funding, oh, I hear somebody typing. I don't know who this is. Okay, thank you. In terms of the funding, automatic support is on the first place when it comes to the money withdrawn from the media. And just for our audiences to explain, automatic and selective support are part of the distribution, but really for boosting promotion of European non-national films. If we try to elaborate the other way around, how are Croatian films actually traveling outside? And some of my dear colleagues mentioned even in a medium capacity, Austria, it's not such a high number of films traveling, even for the Austrian films. The same things happen for Croatian films, because they are difficult to be sold at so many territories. And only 3 films from Croatia, the High Sun, the Constitution, and the Priest Children, managed to be sold via the sales agent scheme. And now we know that we are facing quite difficulties when it comes to the transparency of the results. And this is something we are afraid of might happen also in the festival scheme, because in the selective as well as in the Europa cinemas, we cannot quite see the final amounts for the cinemas, for the selective distribution. And we always need to be in touch with somebody from different organizations and yourselves to tell us desks what the months we are speaking about. So yes, okay.
Yeah, you tackle the very interesting problem. I now speak as a distributor who use both. The truth is that automatic support is much better way for distributor to to acquire films of own choice, and especially that we are so diverse through Europe. And selective distribution always always emphasize and always award the same type of the big films, big countries, and through the years I have seen that there is no diversity in selective distribution, and that is the big problem, because even the good example was Bulgarian film The Lesson. I think 5 or 6 years ago, the sales of that film, we were like sure that it will get selective support, because it was sold at 30 territories, I think, and then it never got the support. So yeah, the films from small countries really doesn't travel and doesn't get that selective support. That is what I have seen through the years. And another problem is with the new way of financing. We as a distributor also don't know how much money is, for me, it also happened last year that one Italian film got the support for selective distribution, and that coordinator, the major sale, never even contacted us to tell us that are we in or are we out. So yeah, that is the transparency for selective call is a little bit weird.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to kind of put forward when it comes to the festivals, because any type of the network has this danger not to be transparent. And when it comes to the animation film, Matea, I know that Anima Fest is the place where we can actually see the best of the best in terms of the animation. And I know it's not easy, especially in this situation, to organize the festival. And what would you like to highlight when it comes to the animation, the distribution and the promotion?
Well, I would like to highlight that when there is a general problem with animation, because when you mention animation to an average person, they see it as a content for children. They imagine Pixar, they imagine Bugs Bunny or whatever the films were in their age, but animation is so much more. So for us, it's very hard to advertise and to promote animation for adults. Second of all, we only deal with artistic animation, which is mostly independent animation, which means that after you finish the process of production, which is really, really very expensive, you don't have money left for promotion. So we are here to do the job of promoting such films, and I really hope that I'm coordinating a network of festivals that are dedicated solely to animation. So now I understand it's not a problem that I have in Croatia, but it is a problem that is shared among other partners doing that. So for us, it's really crucial to keep the same level and same way of supporting festivals through media, because for some of the festivals, the average percentage of financing through media goes up to 35% of overall budget, which means that without such support, they wouldn't exist anymore.
Yeah, this is the fear we are all facing, yes, and we definitely want to also see the continuation of the pilot projects, but also to take all our specificities and innovation, because we are always faced that sometimes the evaluators they evaluate the projects from their perspective and the country they are coming from. And they also need to take into consideration when you have a project like festival in Split, that you need to understand the context. That, for example, they need to also come and to be part of the festival in order to understand the atmosphere and what you have done for the Split community, because people actually started to watch some serious and I would say intelligent European films, and this is something that we are trying to do. We are trying to educate our audiences, but also offering them good quality content. This is the thing, and in order to do so, we also want to have this diversity of different perspectives and the calls, and to have access to all. Let me see if Kamen is around, because he's trying to get in and out. Can I have a sign or something? No, I don't. Okay. Okay, for Kamen, I will then invite Esther, because I see Esther here. You mentioned that what do you think, what would you like to see in the future program changed? How are your distributors reacting to the new schemes? Because we also noticed that there is a reduction of distributors participating in the selective distribution scheme.
Yes, yeah, Austria is in a quite a peculiar situation, because we have a neighbor with the same language, very strong and a very strong film industry, and I am a bit afraid, I have to say, that it might not be so easy for Austrian distributors to stay in all the schemes and in all the distribution schemes. That's a little bit of my worry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I see Kamen is back. Oh, welcome, Kamen. I will just take this opportunity before you disappear again to let you speak. But we discussed something, I think, 2 days ago about this distribution problem, that our films do not travel. And I hope that you could be able to listen to what Alan said about the famous success story, The Lesson from Bulgaria, that in the end it was not sold, even though it was not supported by the sales agent scheme, a selective scheme, pardon me, even though it was sold to 30 territories. So what we discussed also some days ago, what is your position on this distribution and films coming from our countries and from the region?
Well, probably I will share the same opinion, because first of all, we have a very specific language difficulties, let's say. In our countries, we are speaking our languages, and rarely we have English-speaking films, as we have one so-called AGA, you know, the film which was 2 years ago closing the Berlinale, and it was a movie which was probably the most successful one in terms of distribution schemes. But as Alan said, the automatic scheme is much more practically successful for us than the selective one. I can see during the last couple of years, with the changes which were promoted during the last couple of years, when the sales agent started to play a significant role during the application process, and the distributor was just packed in the sales agent scheme, I can see that there is a decrease in the number of distributors and in the number of films which were put in the package. And this is probably a problem for all of us in the small countries. First of all, because the sales agents are far away geographically, and probably far away from our mentality. And secondly, we don't really speak the same language in order to compare audience and knowledge about the audience in our countries. I'm a bit suspicious when it comes to French sales agent to prepare an application, putting the Bulgarian territory into this package. Even he made his own devoir, his own homework. The statistics sometimes is not really relevant when he steps on it in order to make the package, the application. It's much better to know the situation in situ. So as I can, when looking on the results in the distribution in the last years, I will say that I'm a bit unsatisfied with for what I see. From one side for the Bulgarian distributors, but from other side for the Bulgarian movies which are put in the package of the big sales agents. And as you said, Martina, the festivals in our regions, and thanks God they still exist, are the best and the only place we can see what the neighborhood industries are doing, and to be in trend of all this development in the film industry in our region. Thanks to Zagreb, thanks to Rijeka, thanks to Vienna, thanks to Sofia, Thessaloniki, etc. When it's the only place we can see Croatian movie or a Greek movie or Romanian movie. I cannot see it in the programmation of our cinemas during the last 7 years, let's say, because we're speaking about the program period.
Yeah, and you can get that somebody. I can hear the echo if somebody can mute. Yeah. Media program itself, what, 70 or 80% of its budget, some really large portion of the budget goes to distribution. And this is something where we really need to see improvement, because we tend to forget to invest in the promotion and circulation of the films. So we have festivals on one hand, and we really need to keep them as they are: strong, powerful, individual, diverse on one hand. On the other hand, we really need to start changing and introducing better award criteria for the films coming from small countries. Some final words that you would like this event for the closure, and before actually I announce the winner going to Split for the opening of the film festival, because we are really looking forward to the physical events, because thanks God we have the online connection, but on the other hand, I would really like to see you sometime soon, all of you alive. Sorry, Alan?
I just wanted, as a final word, to thank you one more time for organizing this event, and also for picking Mediterranean Film Festival to be amazing. And I can promise to you and to the winner that we will have a great time in Split, because we will be happening live in our open air cinema, so looking forward to welcome you all.
Thank you. And I mean, I also invite all the desks. I'm not sure that they will present in Split, so it's about the time to do something, to do the touring to Šibenik and Split. So speaking of Šibenik, Gorana, when can we expect the opening of the cinema venue, Arsen? Anything you would like to reveal with us? The microphone.
Sorry. We are in this final, so to say, final stage of the construction works, and the venue will have a very special modular floor, and which will give us numerous opportunities for the usage of the space, especially for the supporting events of, for example, a cinema screenings or so on. I hope that everything will be finished by the end of April or the beginning of May. So, and our opening ceremony will be, I hope so, if the situation will be okay, will be in the open, and we will have a couple of days of different programs, so that as much citizens can visit the venue. And of course, everything will be also online, and in this way, I'm all inviting you to Šibenik this summer and to visit us. I'm sure that you will have a wonderful time, because this is a very interesting city with very interesting cultural spaces and programs. And of course, I hope that we will all stay in touch, and we are all looking forward to your new calls and your participation in the European Union projects. And please count us in and connect us. And so we are European projects are very, very important part of our institution, and we are very experienced in different types of projects. This is our first in the Creative Europe program, but I'm sure not the last one. True.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is, but I would also like to suggest to my desks to start having remote offices in summer, so that
why not?
Decentralization, you know. So
that's a brilliant idea. I think it's a brilliant idea that
offices, you know.
Yes.
My dear Matea. So the festival is going on, right?
Of course, nothing's gonna stop us. No, we decided to be. We say that we are optimistic. Others tell us that we are crazy, but I think it's the only way to plan things, because it's not like we can decide from one day to another. Now we're going to have it or not. We are going to prepare everything as if the festival will happen as planned from 7 to 12 June. And last year we had to postpone it because of the pandemics, but of course the earthquake didn't help us. And yet we managed to have 70 international guests at our edition in October, which we really didn't expect because not many festivals had international guests, and not one of them got sick while they were here. So we consider it success. Of course, it is 5 times less guests that we usually have, but nevertheless, I'm super proud of my team that we are still in this crazy swing of yes, we're going to do it no matter what. So yeah, I think that everything will be okay. At this moment, we all sound crazy when we're saying that things will be okay, but I'm sure that in a matter of a few months that we will see that we were right to just continue with the activities and believing that everything will be okay.
We keep the fingers crossed. Yeah, thank you. Kamen?
Well, final words, you said. The time is flying so quickly here, and I
And now
cannot...
in Bulgaria, it's 3 o'clock already, right?
It's 3 o'clock, yeah, it's time for tea. It was pleasure to share ideas and opinions on some of the topics which are in our everyday schedule, let's say. And as all of us working in the media desks and all of our potential applicants are waiting for the new guidelines, the new program, I will say let's hope and let's cross fingers that the new program will be as simple as announced at the beginning, and as
diverse
as never before.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Martina. Happy birthday to your office.
Yeah, just a second. I have also some stuff to say. It's a bit.
I hope there will be some candies for us as well.
Yeah, I'm preparing something with the new program.
Okay.
But before that, I wanted not to have a typical event, and I'm sure that that you're also feeling the same. It's impossible to highlight every single story, and behind your stories are all other stories that I am proud of, and that I'm sure that my colleagues are proud of as well. I also wanted to give the floor to my dear desks, my dear friends. Again, I couldn't invite all of them, all of you, but I would like to give a big thank you to every single one of you. And the importance is this togetherness at all levels. Without it, we really cannot move forward. And I'm sure that this is what is keeping us together and positive, because sometimes it's not easy to deal with all this bureaucracy. And in the end, we have our results and amazing collaborations that we need to really highlight more even for the future program. Before I announce the winner, I will announce the winner. Just a second. So we played the quiz from the 1st until the 12th of March. I hope that they're all here. They know who they are because they played. So there are nice envelopes and you cannot see the names. I don't know how to do it properly, but let's see who is going to split. Maybe I would need some, just a second. So to split is going Hrvoje Selec. So he is from Manila, right? If Hrvoje is here, he can write something in the chat, but Hrvoje, you can bring along your dear one, your friend. And I'm expecting, Alan is expecting you as well at the opening of the film festival for 2 nights. And thank you, Hrvoje, for being active and for really observing closely what we do on the Facebook. So it's recorded. So Hrvoje is the winner. And to highlight the gender, how shall I say, equality, I will read something from Machiavelli for women, something nice, because the point is that when you are successful and when you know how to share your success with others and you are proud of other success stories, this is the only way to survive in this craziness and sometimes difficult times. And sometimes when we ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? It's actually the quote from Nelson Mandela. The moment when we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. And this is what we all do. So being united in this idea to mirror each other's success stories, we can move forward. And I hope that Europe will recognize this in the future program. I would also like to invite all other speakers, if they are there, to show their face. I see Ines writing. Nevena, are you here? Nevena, I don't see you. And also I would like to ask the desk to stay, because we would like to make a special message to Susanna, because she couldn't join us. She ended up in the hospital, but she's doing okay. So we will do some small video for her. Okay, so Ines is only here. Nevena is not. So maybe Nevena is listening to us, as well as Ankica. I'd like to say also thank you to Ognjan. And thank you all of you for being here and for being so patient also with me. And let's do it. Let's do the next program together. We can do it. And this is how we do it, right? I thank you also to Tena and Vanya for helping us with this, my first time experience, Restream Studio. So I clap to them as well. And see you next time. Let's start with some nice cities around the coast. Summer is coming. And see you soon. Oh, Nevena is here. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.